Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Mike. This video is another in the continuing saga or series on the upgrade of my Camelite 336. And it's a major upgrade that entails the installation of a new hydraulic system. I have explained what I did in most of the other videos, so I will not repeat that unnecessarily. One major change from just even yesterday's video is that I installed a clear hose in the oil line, and it's not high pressure hose. However, I figured that along with the auxiliary lines where I'll be doing my oil change, that it would be a good idea if I had something in there that was visible so I could actually see the condition of the oil. So I put that clear piece in there, and so far it's working good. I had to do just a little bit of modification, and it also gives further purpose for the light that I have in the rear section there. Turn on the light and it helps me to inspect that oil better. And then I will make the necessary modifications to my auxiliary line so that I can change my oil relatively easily. I had my auxiliary line working, however, I kind of jury-rigged it, so I'm waiting for some parts again. The auxiliary line is 4mm. I know I should have ordered the 3mm, and I can do that, and then it's going to take forever to get here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another couple of 3mm to 4mm tees in there so that I can jump off of my existing lines inside and feed those two auxiliary lines. I'll do that up until the point when the makers of my valve block, they have an upgrade coming up so you can change the number of channels that you have by adding another valve. And they tell me that I'll be able to go to a 4-valve from 3-valve for about $3, or excuse me, for about $30. So I'm waiting for them to let me know when that is actually available. And when that happens, I'll pull the T's out, run straight lines to my boom, bucket, and stick, and then dedicate that additional channel just to the auxiliary line. There's not a whole lot different from yesterday. I ordered a switch because mine went bad, and unfortunately I ordered the wrong size. However, once I discovered my mistake, as soon as that one got here, I did order another one. It's the same latent switch, self-locking, and Lord willing, my hope is that the new switch will be here tomorrow, and then I can really look toward buttoning up permanently. I have put some of the blue paper towel down on the floor because I'm pretty confident that I don't have any significant leaks at this point in time, but I'm leaving that down there so that I can see. As you can see, it's pretty crowded in there. There is some room to do some other things, and like I was saying on the previous video, I think that's one of the advantages of going with that smaller valve block, which I understand puts out better flow and gives more power and control than even the larger valve block that gives you the capability of going 4mm all the way through. I do like the idea that this was a bit more complicated, and even though, as I've said before, I was way over budget and time, the information that I learned is invaluable. I do want to also emphasize one more time that it would be great if the RC construction community could get a single place where we could upload files on upgrades, information, and other things, so that other people that want to modify, upgrade, repair, or whatever to their equipment would have a place to go. Those that are experts in the field could probably take a little bit of time and look at the drawings and the information and data that goes up there, but it could be shared information available and made free to everyone to avoid some of the pitfalls that I had encountered. But once again, I'm glad that I encountered them. Now I know that they're there. All the lights are working pretty good, so I think maybe tomorrow I will dedicate that light in the rear engine compartment to the cab lights. Just splice that in and solder it in. Right now I have it working independently so that when I have that, I don't have my cab lights, but I have my overhead night light in case I need to do any nighttime digging. The cab lights are more for aesthetic than actual visual acuity. So, I'm just giving it some thought. Tomorrow I'll be doing some minor electrical work for the installation of the switch. And if I wrap up the rear light situation, then that will probably take care of all my electronics. I'm also waiting for the motor to come in, the new slew motor to come in. And I think I also, while I'm in there, I need to, sounds like I probably need to grease those gears. I'm not an expert on that, so if anyone can tell me whether that sounds right or not, then please let me know. I always interpret loud gears as a need for grease. So when I get in there to put the new motor in, I'll make sure I grease those pretty good. I also have to develop a latch or some kind of a locking mechanism for my rear door so that it will be more secure during operations. And I do know, like I shared before, I do know where I can get another one of these backs, and when I do, I'm going to be a lot more careful in cutting the door open. And hopefully I'll find someone else that can do it and really do a great job. I've seen some guys do some really neat stuff with this, cutting in the vents and everything else, and I would like to have that a lot neater. Once again, this is kind of my test bed. I plan to get a couple more 336s and play around with them, but I'm testing pretty much all my concepts on this one. So if I only get one more, then I'll be able to perfect whatever I'm doing on this one and apply it on that other. If I get two more, it'll be great. I'll begin to have a fleet. And you can never have too many Kabolite 336s on hand. Yeah, that gear sounds really loud, so I'm not going to do too much with it. After I install my switch, I may do another test in the dirt just to see if I've lost anything, any power or control or anything by putting that clear line in there. If anyone has any suggestions on where I can get clear high pressure line, I'm all ears. Please let me know. And if that line is okay, then hey, let me know. I look forward to sharing whatever information and whatever lessons learned I have with everyone or anyone that's interested. And so I'm just hoping that everyone feels likewise and doesn't mind sharing any kind of tips, information, or whatever you may have that would help me out. There it is, everyone. My latest changes, my continuing project. Auxiliary line, switch that needs to be replaced with the proper size switch that, Lord willing, from Amazon should be here tomorrow. This is the other side of my auxiliary line. And after I do my electronics, hopefully I'll be able to button it up permanently. Well, I will have to, let me take that back. I will have to open it back up again to do whatever work I'm going to have to do, install my T's or whatever, so that my auxiliary lines are usable. One other project that I'm working on is to get a dig site here in Buffalo, New York, and it's probably going to come through a community project designed to engage the youth with projects that are interesting and fun and educational, and involve experts from various disciplines. So my goal is to take the construction equipment there, engage the city planners, operating engineers, construction project workers, and actually work on the design of developing and building a small community. There is going to be model trains, slot cars, model buildings, all kinds of different things. So I think that maybe if we can get the actual planners that do this for real, and get the experts that operate equipment, and get youth involved in doing something that's constructive and interesting, educational, and fun, that maybe we can start turning some of this negativity around. I think that the political extremes on both sides have just got it wrong. There needs to be not only personal accountability, but there needs to be a massive infusion or instruction on creative problem solving. And we need to getting away from just the politics of throwing money at a situation to the same old folks and having the same old problem generation after generation. So this old preacher here doesn't want to complain about anything unless I'm willing to get involved, and we should never have a problem that we harp on unless we have a solution that we can suggest. Now, if I've submitted my initial budget for equipment, and if we're able to get a Buffalo dig site here, I'm going to, construction site may be a better word, I'm definitely going to invite all who are able to come and be a part of it. What I really would like to do with that site is take each of the council districts and kind of make a model of a major feature in each of the council districts of Buffalo. That way we would get the politicians involved also, and gradually continue to build this until we have a model of Buffalo with all kinds of neat things going on with the electronics and the construction equipment and the cars and the houses and the trains and water flowing. And I think that can be extended into a multiple year project, or actually an endless project, because there's always a need for constant upgrade and constant modification. And maybe some of the youth involved in this project will find a career. They'll get involved in something that really interests them, and that's why it'll be great to have the experts on hand so that they can actually take the youth and take them on construction sites and take them on trains and fire trucks and police cars and all the myriad things that will be involved. And perhaps we can start putting some positive direction into a lot of youth that otherwise would be lost. I don't want to apologize for preaching, but I am a preacher. I promise you that I'm not going to take up a collection. Maybe one day I'll learn how to monetize this channel. And until then, I just really appreciate everyone that comes to this channel and checks it out. I know some come just to support me, and I really appreciate that. Please like, subscribe, and do all of those neat things that that YouTube would like us to do, and that enhances our presence. And I'm open for a lot of suggestions. So if anyone has any ideas on how to make things better, what I can and cannot do with my equipment, feel free. Please, feel free. And I don't mind if it's critical, you know. All criticism is constructive. So, you know, I'm an older guy and I love this hobby. Maybe I'm little too idealistic or a little too involved in it, but I think it's a great hobby. And I look forward to growing in it and growing with it and growing with all those who the good Lord allows me to encounter. And it will be nice if this project would generate some interest here in Buffalo. And again, I'm calling for us to figure out a way to where we will not be, held virtual hostage by having to always order things from overseas. There's plenty of skills, equipment, and opportunity here in America for us to do a much better job at addressing the demands and the needs of this hobby. So take care. Probably the next video is coming out in a day or so. Switch installation, soldering of the electric line, final button up, and then get some real testing done with some real digging. God bless you. Thank you very much, and keep coming back.